wrestling fans, boxing fans, and everybody out there. How are you? It's ride time. Wrestling and boxing forever. We have a lot of things to cover in wrestling and boxing. So let's get started. Quick news from the sport of boxing. Danny Swift Garcia, makes his debut at 154 pounds on July 30th. And the press conferences for Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, too, have been underway for the past couple of weeks. And Alexander Usyk, he's showing a lot of confidence. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, is looking quite not sure of himself going into that matchup. But, in my opinion, Anthony Joshua is going to have to use the strategy that he abandoned. He should have been more aggressive with Alexander Usyk. He should have been a bully in there. He should have used his size and strength to his advantage. He should have pushed them around. He should have been more aggressive, period. And if you ask me, that's the strategy he has to have. He has to be the boxer. He has to be the boxer, puncher, brawler, the aggressor. He has to be more aggressive than in the first fight. Because if you ask me, that's the only way possible. Alexander Usyk, he's got what it takes to beat Anthony Joshua twice. And like I said, Danny Garcia moving to 154. He mentioned something about Tony Harrison. I would love to see that fight with him and Tony Harrison. I would love it. But let's move on to some wrestling news. The United Wrestling Network. The UNW, the United Wrestling Network, crowned its first world champion in Chris Dickinson. Well, he lost it. He lost the world title to Jordan Clearwater, who cashed in his red carpet rumble win. He cashed in his opportunity at the world title, and Jordan Clearwater, who's a part of Idol Sports Management, the United Wrestling Network, and the NWA, they have worked together numerous times, especially in the beginning part of the National Wrestling Alliance. Chris Dickinson had just had a matchup with Willie Mack. I do believe that Willie Mack will end up back in the National Wrestling Alliance. The Commonwealth Connection, Harry Smith, aka the British Bulldog Jr., the son of late Davey Boy Smith. Him and Doug Williams defeated La Rebellion for the World Tag Team titles, and they had their rematch. The Commonwealth Connection held on to the titles tonight on Power. So, they're getting ready for NWA 74, where all the championships will be on the line. So, let's move on. AEW, All Elite Wrestling, had their Forbidden Door pay-per-view. The interim, CM Punk out with an injury, Daniel Bryan out with an injury. So, with CM Punk, who was the world's heavyweight champion, out with an injury, Tony Khan decides to crown an interim heavyweight champion, and he does so with Jon Moxley defeating Hiroshi Tanahashi. from New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that matchup was off the chain. It was off the chain. It got bloody, it was aggressive, it was a throwdown, folks. And the wrestler formerly known as Neville, Pac, his name is Pac now. So he becomes All Elite Wrestling's first All-Atlantic champion. The All Elite Wrestling All-Atlantic champion. It's basically the Intercontinental Championship. It's basically WCW's U.S. Championship. Like the All Elite Wrestling All-Atlantic Championship. It's the secondary belt to the World Championship. And Pac, the former king of the cruiserweights, Pac, he wins his first championship in All Elite Wrestling. A new champion, a new beginning for Pac. Neville. So it's going to be funny to see what goes on from here. A triple threat match for the IWGP World Heavyweight Tag Team Championships and the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Both belts were on the line. And FTR, Dex Hardwood, FTR they're unified champions now because they hold on to the Ring of Honor tag team titles and they collect the New Japan Pro Wrestling's heavyweight tag team championships. So FTR is once again proving that they are one of the best tag teams in the sport of wrestling today. Period. FTR adds the IWGP World Tag Team titles to a decorated career that had WWE Tag Gold, Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, now new AAA Tag Team titles, now AEW World Tag Team titles. Now they add the IWGP World Tag Team titles. And speaking of WWE World Tag Team titles, when I say FTR was World Tag Team title holders in the WWE, I'm talking Raw and SmackDown. They held both. And when CM Punk gets back from his injury, there's a lot of people that are out with injuries. All Elite Wrestling has plans because, as we all know, Tony Khan had purchased Ring of Honor. But he has ideas to make Ring of Honor its own entity. They're not going to be doing an invasion angle. Ring of Honor is going to be its own company, its own brand. And they're getting ready for a pay-per-view. They picked out the logo. They done all of that. So I'm kind of curious to find out what's gonna go on with Ring of Honor. Thunder Rosa holds on to her women's championship. Forbidden Door was awesome, but some of the big news that came out of Forbidden Door, some of the big news that came out of that was not only did Pac become the first ever All Elite Wrestling All Atlantic Champion, not only that, but the wrestler formerly known as Cesaro, the Swiss Superman, former WWE Tag Team Champion, WWE United States Champion, Cesaro, now is a part of All Elite Wrestling. All Elite Wrestling. And that is surprising. That is surprising. Because there was talks about that is extremely surprising, being the fact that there was conversation about him staying within the WWE. The wrestling industry has been plagued with injuries. There's a lot of people on the injured reserve list from the WWE, All Elite Wrestling. There was a couple of New Japan guys that were injured. The Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii, I hope I'm saying his name right. He was supposed to be in that Fatal 4-Way final for the All Atlantic, for the All Atlantic Championship. The IWGP United States Championship was on the line. A successful defense for the champion, but Juice Robinson has control of that championship. Forbidden Door was awesome. NWA 74 is going to be amazing. The WWE is going towards Money in the Bank, and then SummerSlam, I believe. Let's face it, they're running out of opponents for Roman Reigns due to all these injuries and whatnot. So it's going to be funny to find out where they go from here. Homicide, NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Homicide, 7-0 as Junior Heavyweight Champion. It's going to be funny to see where he goes from here. Darius Lockhart is the only guy, in my opinion, that's the only guy left. Is Darius Lockhart. Darius Lockhart and Kerry Morton. And maybe Ariane Davari. Tyrus is still the television champion. So, and Jax Dane is still the national champion. So it's going to be funny to see who knocks these two big guys off of their perches. Shouts out to Homicide for being such a fighting champion and being somebody that doesn't duck any challenges from anyone or anything. Words of positivity. Always work hard. Never give up on yourself or the people who care about you. Ride time. Wrestling and boxing forever. I'm out.